Hi, my name is Caden and I've been working on a synthesizer for the past 3 years. To be fair, I have taken multiple very long breaks, but I've decided to give it another go. This time with a brand new redesign that will hopefully make it a bit more stable. If not, then to the landfill it goes. I started this project in 2020 and I wanted to make a synth that made the sound from one of Grimes' songs. I wanted to do the opening sound from Oblivion from the album Visions. But after doing some research, I quickly found that this was going to be a much bigger project than what I was comfortable with. Instead, I chose to do the opening sound from the song Genesis, which has a much simpler melody and shape. Also, I found a ton of information here on Reverb Machine. It helped a lot when figuring out what all I needed in order to make this synthesizer. In the beginning, I tried to make the synth as mechanical as possible. But that ended up being too hard and unreliable. I realized I had no idea what I was doing. So, I did some research and found this lovely maniac, Look Mom No Computer. Most of the circuits that I made were inspired by the designs that he posted on his website. And if he didn't have what I needed, then I turned to this guy's blog. His name is Eddie Bergman and he has tons of good resources. Throughout the first 2 years, the synth had a lot of redesigns and I eventually came up with this. It's a tabletop design featuring the skull from the album cover surrounded by the actual circuits that's making the sound live. And it was eventually going to be decorated by responsive LEDs. This would have looked really cool. However, the amount of wire and all the connections that were made throughout the whole thing were so fragile that one alteration could have messed up the whole thing, which it did. Multiple times. Which now lands us here. Right now I'm redesigning this monster to be just a little bit cooler while also adding stability and implied lore to the skull. The skull will be supported upon a custom mount and it will have multiple probes all over it. The crystals from the crown on top of the skull will have been broken and will have custom connectors where the crystals were broken. Hopefully this thing doesn't kill me. Stay tuned for updates.